Welcome to the podcast with Jake, your host from WeTradeHQ, and his best friend Ben.
What's going on, everyone? This is Jake from WeTradeHQ here. Today we are starting our first episode of the To The Point podcast, where we recap recent news on the stock market all over the world and just talk about it, give our opinions, what we think about certain news topics.
Yeah, what's up, guys? My name is Ben, and we had this idea to kind of do a podcast a week ago, and we just kind of want to
a month ago.
Yeah,
something like that.
And we want to go over like 5 news items on a weekly basis. Just do a quick recap. Basically, what you said. Let's start it off with number 1.
Yeah. So first things first. Powell has said that the interest rates are staying the same for 2019. So Jerome Powell. He's the head of the Federal Reserve. I don't know his exact title.
Yeah, I think he's the chairman of the Federal Reserve.
Chairman of the Federal Reserve, and he's saying that they're staying at the current range between 2.25% and 2.5% for 2019. What does this mean? Apparently this is a good thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, apparently what this means for a lot of people is they won't raise the interest rate as long as they're making money. And so if he's not raising the interest rate, then the economy's good. They're not going to be charging the banks more money because right now it's cheap.
Yeah.
So we can see when he made the announcement today at 2 o'clock, it's a good thing because it means the economy is doing well. Apparently. And it just spiked instantly.
It's a SPY, by the way.
Yeah, this is this is just an
500.
ETF. So it spiked and then, it came back down on a head and shoulders. But still, that was the reaction to the news.
I guess people liked it.
Yeah.
I'm worried because... Like I said, with it being the same, it's just going to allow more and more people to go in debt to finance stuff. And, I think we're going to see what we saw in 2008. People are going to default on whatever it is. I don't know. It could be automobiles, could be mortgages again. And, see that bubble pop again. I don't know when, but...
Yeah, for sure.
It definitely worries me.
So. I was talking to one of my buddies about it, and he was saying this is like the longest bull run we've had in history since the 2009 market crash, and that's just the worry in the back of a lot of investors' heads right now in their minds. They're just like, it's got to happen eventually because we got to kind of reset, and it's like this wave where the interest rates go up and then they go down, and then and right now since it's the longest one in history, people are worried that the longer it goes, the bigger the recession will be, the bigger the wave.
Yeah.
So people are just kind of keeping that in mind. So a lot of people have mixed feelings about this right now, but
yeah, it scares me. But anyways, so that's kind of our first news item. Second news item: AMD and Google. You want to take?
Yeah, so if you guys got the chance to watch the video Google just uploaded, I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago on YouTube of their convention. GDC, yeah. They were talking about their new platform, Stadia, I believe.
Stadia,
Yeah, so it's going to be kind of part of YouTube gaming. So what people are going to be able to do is hit a button that's going to put them in a queue with a streamer, and they can play games with the streamer and just join like a waiting line. And AMD is actually going to be supporting the hardware part of that project.
Yeah, their processors and graphics card are going to be used to handle that streaming service that Google's providing. And honestly, I think it's fucking amazing. Like, that's awesome. This is totally new. It's not unheard of, or it's not heard of, I should say. Like, Steam's not doing this. I don't know of any other platforms that are doing a service where you can join someone else's other game.
Yeah. When I first saw it, I thought that they were actually showing it on Twitch, and I was like, oh, like, because Twitch is like the main gaming service that everyone, and that's owned by Amazon, right? But yeah, they're really obviously pushing their own products, and Google's a huge blue chip company, and AMD is going to be around for a while. So like you were saying earlier about Intel, Intel's kind of got a lot of the market in that
market
space,
share, yeah.
But this is definitely a huge...
I love the underdogs. In any scenario, the underdog, I always root for them to win because it's just nice to see that competition.
You got red blood.
And exactly. So yeah, that's that. Third item, Lyft is planning on IPOing before Uber, which is super surprising.
Yeah.
I've used both Lyft and Uber. There's not a major difference between them, let's be honest. They're just the logos, I guess. But I was really surprised that they're doing it before Uber because I think Uber started at least 2 years before Lyft.
I remember hearing something in the news about them having like a race to who's going to IPO first. Not that I think it makes a huge difference.
Not really.
But yeah, they're actually looking to IPO next week, so keep an eye on that because that'll be a cool one to get into.
They're looking to IPO between $62 and $68 per share.
Yeah, that's pretty.
And they're trying to raise 30 million shares. 30 million shares.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a pretty high IPO price.
Yeah.
I think Dropbox didn't. They IPO'd like 4 or 5 months ago, but I think it was only like $25 or something.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm really interested. I love their product. I think more and more people are going to start renting cars, renting transportation, not owning cars, because it's so cumbersome, and we're getting lazier and lazier. So we want that convenience where we can,
for sure,
go somewhere really quickly for really cheap.
Yeah, I had a really cool conversation with a coworker about, especially if you're living in the city, it's actually cheaper for a lot of people to just rent a car or take an Uber or Lyft.
Yeah.
Because, if you add it all up at the end of the year or the end of the week even, you're paying for gas, you're paying for insurance, you have to pay for parking if you're in the city, and it just takes so much time. Yeah. And, if you got to go park, say you're going out at night, you got to go find a parking place, you got to go down, like underneath, whatever. Whereas if you take an Uber, you can just get out of the car right there. And I think, West Coast Canada, like BC, a lot more people are going over to that area of just like being okay with renting cars because it's just so cheap in North America. Yeah. Not really Europe, but over here, like Toronto area, it's still kind of a social status to own a car. It makes sense if you're in the country because you have 20-minute drives all the time and stuff, but he'll just rent a car if he's got to do something, go somewhere one day, and it's actually cheaper for him.
Yeah. So it totally makes sense, and I see the future kind of leaning towards that. So yeah. That's Lyft. What do we have last there, Ben?
I think Boeing has been in the news lately over the last couple of weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Boeing, obviously, if you haven't heard, has had a lot of news going around it. So there's a lot of negative things because they had a plane crash around like 6 months ago. And then just recently another plane, all passengers, unfortunately, on the plane dying in the accident. And I think...
Where was that?
Ethiopia, yeah. Wow. From what I've heard, it's like a software glitch.
Really?
Yeah. So like the pilot wasn't trained and the plane just was like... it has something to do with like it auto corrects the pitch of the plane's nose or something, and then the guy didn't know it was doing it, so then he tries to, but they can't turn it off or something, or like he didn't know how, he wasn't trained in it.
He couldn't override it.
When he did, like it just went down to the ground and everyone died. But the FBI is currently involved in an investigation, I think, with Boeing, and at the moment, all of Canada and America has grounded the 737-8 Max. It's a type of model of the Boeing, so definitely not good for them. And they were on like a huge run for a while. They were making new highs.
I didn't know that at all. I just thought that it was a bad coincidence that both Boeing models, that specific model as well, whatever, the Max A or Max B or something like that, crashed within 6 months, but I didn't know it was a software error. That's insane.
Yeah, I want to make sure that I'm actually like, it's a malfunctioning automated flight control feature where the nose, it causes the nose to dip repeatedly during the initial ascent out of the airport. So what I actually heard was that the crash that just happened a couple of weeks ago, the guy requested to do an emergency landing right after he took up, because took off. So like the plane goes like this, and then it like dips, and he got permission from air traffic control to emergency land, but then like 2 minutes later he just went and crashed.
Wow.
So yeah, I think they just got that information from the black box or something.
Black box,
plane,
yeah. So all North America, Canada, and US for now has grounded all Boeing planes, or just the Max?
I think just the Max 8.
Okay.
But we can look up. I kind of want to pull up a BA.
Yeah, sure.
Ticker chart here.
Sure.
And take a look at how it's been affected.
Yeah.
Your screen recording, so we can show it on the podcast if you guys want to see what it looks like.
Yeah, I'll do that right now, actually.
Let's just go at like the 1 month or something.
Sure.
Yeah, you can definitely see like a specific point there on March 11th, March 8th, where it just like gapped down huge, right, on that news.
Yeah.
But
I'm just pulling up right now.
I mean, overall, they hit a high in March of like 445, and now they're sitting around 376, which is a pretty substantial drop. Like that's...
Yeah. I think the hold, though, I mean, there's so much money in these airplane companies.
Yeah, and Boeing's got like most of the market cap on that, I would say. Anyways.
Yeah, they're just killing it. So...
Yeah, the stock actually ended up dropping like 18 or 17%. But...
That's insane. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, I don't know. I think they'll definitely fix that issue, and they'll definitely bounce back. I don't see them. We have a major support at all the way down at 280, but I don't see it going down that far, to be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah, and it really does depend like what the market is going to end up doing. Like they say
Yeah.
that the interest rates are going to stay the same, and that all kind of influences like the market, and those decisions by the Federal Reserve influence all these companies. And
Big time.
if it's going to keep on going up, then yeah, they might be able to recover, and if it can't keep on going up, then who knows what we'll see.
Yeah. That's awesome. So before we end the podcast, I did want to shout out my friend Sam. He's actually recording right now. Say hi there, Sam.
Hey everyone.
So he's helping us
He's
out
a
with the
cameraman.
lighting, cameraman. So big shout out to him. This was our first episode, and we kind of just winged it. If you guys have suggestions on what you want to see, what you want us to talk about, let us know. You know, DM us on Instagram or our Facebook group, WeTradeHQ. We want to make this the best podcast, and we want to keep it to the point, keep it fast, simple. You know, give you guys the facts quick and easy that you can, you know, watch on a Sunday afternoon, or, you know, after work you just want to sit back and relax and listen to the news for the day, and our opinions. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's everything.
Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Leave a comment. Let us know what you liked, what
Yeah.
you didn't like. We can improve it next episode. Thanks for watching.
Peace out, guys. See ya.